Hello guys, Kasper from Toddle here. Today I'll be talking a bit about how we do styling in Toddle. And to do that, I will have a look at a button, a standard button. So I have a component here. It's called big old button. And within this one, I will add a button. I'll press E for adding an element. I will type in button. And there you go. In the middle of my canvas, I have a button. The styling of this particular button is the default styling of the toddle styling. It's a toddle button, but I want to change that a bit so you can see how styling works. First of all, I will select my button and I'll go to my style panel up here. And as you can see, I have several styles in this style section. For now, I'll just focus on the default styling. So let me just remove this guy called hover and this guy called focus visible. Okay, let's style this default button. This is how I will encounter my button when I look at it at my website, at my web app, the default appearance of it. Let's go and change that a bit. First of all, I want to make it a bit wider. Let's go for 200 pixels. And then I want to make it a bit taller. Let's go for 48 pixels. Big old button. And then I want to change the font or the text within. Go down here and pick the default font Inter. And let's go for 2XL maybe. Oh yeah, that's nice. Big button. And let's do bold. Cool. So now we have sort of an default styling of this. Or maybe let's change the corners a bit to, let's say, 12 pixels. There you go. Big old button. Okay, but now what happens if a user wants to sort of hover this and want to click it? They want to know that it's interactive. So let's add a hover state to it. That's done by going to this section up here in my style panel, and I will click this plus icon next to style. A dialog appears where I can pick the certain style I want to. I'll go for hover. All right. So what happened here is I got a completely new sort of clean style panel for this particular style. I no longer see these initial values I had on my default styling. It's completely empty. So whenever I enter something in these fields for this particular hover style, it sort of overrides the styling set within the default styling. So let me start by changing the background color for my hover style. Let's go for a yellow orange. Let's do an orange background. I can't see anything yet because I'm not actually hovering my button. I will go into test mode to test it out. So when I hover, yes, the background color changes according to my hovering. Cool. Let's add a bit more. For instance, for keyboard navigation, when I press the tab key on my keyboard, I want to have this button selected. We can do that also by going to style once again and choosing either focus or focus visible. Focus visible only applies when you do the keyboard navigation, whereas focus both applies when you click it and do the keyboard navigation. I only want to have it appearing when I use my keyboard. So I'll do both focus visible. Cool, and let's style that a bit differently. Maybe add an outline, sort of a border around it. Let's make it dotted just for the fun of it. And red. That's going to be so beautiful. And let's make it quite wide. 4 pixels maybe. Cool. Let's see if this works. I will enter my test mode again. Pressing T. Now I'll press tab on my keyboard. And yeah, as you can see, it chooses the focus styling I just applied. Cool. And the hover still works. Perfect. Great. I will exit the test mode again. All right, what more can we do? Yeah, maybe let's add a bit of styling for, let's see, what have we here? Options, we have classes. Yeah, let me add a class for when I have clicked the button. I want to have the button appear differently. To do that, I will need to add a variable so I can keep track of clicked or not. There's already one here I can see. It's called clicked, and I'll just type in here false. So my variable is called clicked, and I'll just type in this default value of false. So it's not clicked yet. Perfect. Then I want to set up a click event for changing the state or the variable of this button. I'll go to my event section. I will click click event up here. When I click, I want to set my click variable to something else. In this particular case, I want to have the opposite of what my click value is currently. I selected the variable and I want the opposite. For this use case, I will use the not formula. So just doing the opposite of what the value is currently. Cool, but then I need to add some styling to it. Yes, please go away. Classes are added within the attribute section. So I have my styling, I have my attributes. I'll go to my attribute, to the classes section, add a new class. Let's call it click for the fun of it. And I want to combine this with a formula. And I'll choose my click value. There you go. And now I should be able to actually play around with this particular styling. So I'll go up here to the style panel again, click the plus icon, and select my class clicked, which I just created, and add that. Done. Okay, how should the button look when I click it? Maybe let's add yet another different background. Yeah, let's try that. What didn't we use? Let's try a green one. Cool. Let's see if this works. Hover works. Tap works. What about click? Click works also. Perfect. Click, 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 click. Tap, hover. Lovely styling. But wait, there is more up here in my style panel. Let's see what it is. It is the breakpoint. Okay, so by default, we are always styling everything for the mobile view. So this is how the mobile button will look like. If I want to add styling to it, and maybe change the width or the appearance of the button when I go to the tablet or desktop, I can do that by adding a style for that. Let's add a breakpoint styling for small. And small doesn't mean this applies to small screens, mobile screen. It means that it applies for small and above, so above the small. Mobile is this particular view. And when I expand to the tablet breakpoint, I can't remember the exact pixels, but when I expand to the tablet breakpoint, it will change. So I have my small. What should happen when I change that? Let's go and maybe change the border radius to 0. Okay, let's see if it actually works. I'll go here. And yeah, my border radius changes as soon as I get past this breakpoint of my mobile device. And you can even go further. I can add one more. Yeah, let's go for medium. What should happen when I surpass the medium breakpoint? Maybe, let's add some border to it. Solid border, width of 2 pixels in the color of indigo. Let's see if that works. I'm starting here, my mobile view. I'm surpassing my mobile view, and I'm going even further. And yes, as you can see, a small border was added here. So yeah, that's how we do styling in Toddle by using these styling sections, styling elements up here. Hope that helped. See you guys. Bye bye.